What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I have one of the absolute best ways to farm in this game right now. This will give you things like exotics, enhancement cores, and enhancement prisms. This will give you enhanced mods, and it is no doubt one of the most efficient ways of getting those things. So if you're in for that, guys, stay tuned for this video. If it is helpful, guys, hit the like button. That makes a big difference. Even better, please subscribe, come back here for more videos. I always appreciate that. So guys, thank you so much. Like I said, this is one of the best ways to farm in this game, and it does involve doing the Hero Nightfall. So those are 920 power. Now from these, you will get enhancement cores. You will also get a good chance of having enhancement prisms, and in turn, you can use those to get Ascendant Shards. So while those do not drop directly from this, indirectly you can get them because you will get an abundance of these prisms. Every time you get a prism from this, it's more or less like you're getting 10 enhancement cores, and you can fly through these things pretty quickly. Now, the one thing I will say is while you don't have to worry about getting a high score, you don't need 100,000 points, it does help if you kill every champion in the Nightfall. Now, with these, there are both barrier champions and overload champions. Now, those guys are a lot easier to beat if you have your seasonal artifact upgraded. Now, if we take a look at that really quick, the most important thing is having this second column unlocked. Once you do, that gives you access to overload rounds and anti-barrier rounds. I myself am using the anti-barrier auto rifles. My teammates are using the anti-barrier hand cannons. These are going to be really important to deal with those barrier champions. Likewise, if you have the overload rounds, this will help you out versus the overload champions. It's very important that you beat those guys because not only do they give you a lot of points towards your score, but you also get a champion bonus of platinum if you get every single one defeated. That will help govern which loot that you get. Now, exotics are not guaranteed from this. If you look at the Nightfall, the Ordeal, those are uncommon, but in my experience, they seem to drop every 1 to 3 to 4 runs. So when you can speed run through a Nightfall pretty quick, you can find yourself getting a lot of exotics very fast by doing this. The most important thing, though, like I said, is making sure you get done the champions. That will give you the champion bonus. This is a 920 power activity, so if I look at my fire team right now, I'm actually the highest light level guy. I am at 921, but my teammates are at 909 and 908. So I'd recommend being right around 910. You can do this with a fire team as long as you're coordinated. Having support supers is good. I'm using a Bubble Titan, for instance. A Well of Radiance will do really well here. Tether Hunter, any of those support supers are going to come in handy as long as you are chaining them together as best as you can. Like I said, this is a activity that is match made, but that will be a bit more challenging at lower light levels. But if you're a solo player, know that you can do this, you can have access to this method. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go through now and finish the rest of this Nightfall. If you guys want to jump out right now, by all means go ahead. If you want to stay till the end and see what we get, please do that and we'll jump right in right now. So here we go. So you can imagine that right now this is the Pyramidion Nightfall. It is quite a bit longer than other Nightfalls. So if you had something like Lake of Shadows, you could fly through this really quickly right now and get a lot done. Even once you get to a higher light level, I do think that this would be a better method than doing the 950 or 960, or 980 rather. Those I think are going to be really challenging, especially if you're a solo player. Getting a team together might be more difficult for that. So I think by and large, when it comes to speed, efficiency, and the return on your investment, this is no doubt one of the best ways to farm in this game. So right now, I want to be careful here. We have some tough dudes right now, but I need to make sure I have special ammo for the final boss fight, because that guy has a lot of health. These wanted enemies do have a lot of health here, so we'll take this guy out. We're not too worried about our score right now. Our time limit is kind of bad, but that's because I have my intro and I messed up talking a few times. So ideally, you would not be a YouTuber who messes up their intros. You have a much better chance of getting done the time. Your score is not as important though. In fact, I think it might even be impossible to get 100,000 points on this Nightfall right now because of the limited amount of enemies. So off in the distance there, we have an Overload champion. Like I said, there's also the barrier champions, and those guys are going to be the critical guys to eliminate during these. The nice thing about this too, aside from it being match made, is the fact that you can also change your gear too. So don't worry about getting your gear locked in if you go in with the wrong subclass or whatever. You can change your gear in this one. Finishers are always a nice way to save ammo if you can. Alright, there we go. So one of our fire team members just got a nice catalyst too. That's always a good sign. Good sign of things to come. You can chalk that up too as one of the things you can get here is catalyst as well. Alright, so our overload champion's up there. I'm going to use my grenade on him. The grenade is in the 4th column for your artifact. Let me get out of here really quick. The grenades are in the 4th column, and those actually do a lot of disruption to these guys. The thing about the Overlord champions is they will regenerate their health really quickly, so if you disrupt them, you more or less prevent that. Or you get smacked here by a Quantum Minotaur. Watch out, behind you, Bobby! Okay, that was kind of bad there. Right now, one of the modifiers this week is actually Void Burn, so that's why the Void attacks from these guys are really, really tough right now. Silmar holding it down. Respawn here. Alright, let me get back in here. Right now our score is dropping a lot. Like I said, that's not as big of a deal. Don't worry about that. Your main objective is defeating the champions. My main objective is making sure that I have ammo for the final boss. Yeah, I think it's also key too to make sure that you're team shooting some of these enemies. Especially the champions, because those guys have way more health than a normal enemy does. But once we take down these pieces here, we'll go to the final boss fight. I do need to make sure I have some goat ammo though. That's actually really important right now. He's disrupted. You can use a finisher, but getting close to these guys right now with the void damage, maybe not the best plan. I don't have any Jotun ammo. This is actually... Oh, here we go. We could actually run past this guy, I think, and that might be the better thing to do.
Guardian down. We went through a gate.
Alright, so we'll run past him.
Scary bottomless pit.
I may try to kill some of these guys just to get some special ammo.
This is nothing like Asher's stories of the Pyramidion. This is clearly some kind of trap.
Another thing you can do, of course, too, is having the mods that give you special bricks and things like that. I did not put any of those on, but you can have a lot better chance of getting the ammo you need by doing those things. So we'll drop down here. That should pull my teammates ahead, and now we have to take out the boss. Now, this battle normally is not too difficult. At the light level we are at right now, we will not be able to burn his health down before the ads come in at the very end. So that's something we have to keep in mind here. We have to be a bit strategic with how we use our supers. Again, this is why it's very important to have support supers when you're doing this. At least until you get to like 930, 940 light. Once you're at that light level, then you have, I think, more flexibility with how you approach the fights. And of course, the higher light level you are, the more damage you will do, the less damage you will receive, and the faster you can do this, making it even more efficient. But the purpose of this video too is to show that you can do it at lower light levels. Now there are no more champions. There are no more champions at this point in this Nightfall. That's part of the reason why it's so difficult to part of the reason why it's so difficult to beat this at 100,000, or as a matter of fact, it's impossible to do because of the limited number of champions and the ads. Alright, so we are losing points. You don't lose points quite as fast as you used to. In my experience, it doesn't seem that way at least. Alright, let's get this guy down. He's going to teleport to the other side. And that, as a matter of fact, is where we're going to make our last stand. We'll hold up over in this side at the very end. So I at least have a good amount of Jotun shots here. If I can get some more from these guys, that'd be ideal. At least have one of these guys drop some. I think one dude did. Nice. Alright, that's really good. Actually, 2 drops, so I can use that really to my advantage here. Let me get back to our buddies. Throw some grenades out. That was really nice, actually. Those bad grenades, but really nice to get some more Jotun shots. Oh, wait. He's down. Let me get him back. Alright, so now let's go back to the middle here. We'll capture this plate. And here's where things are going to get a little bit more dicey. The Hobgoblin is going to teleport back to the middle. I know you guys have probably done this before, but if you haven't, he teleports back to the middle. We're going to damage him as much as we can here. Usually, if you're doing this as a strike, you can burn him down really fast right here. We're not at a high enough light level. We're not doing as much damage. So we're going to go over to this spot right here. And we can make a final stand over here. This is where I can use my Bubble Titan once things get a little bit hectic. We'll do that. Use the bubble. Hopefully these guys come over here. Oh, they use the bubble over there. So we have double bubble. That's always a good sign. And we're going to just use weapons of light to our advantage. Try to beat this guy. He should go down here. Alright, so he goes down. We got an enhancement core. It looked like Bobby got risk reward found. I'm wondering here, champion bonus there for myself, for everybody involved. I'm looking at these guys. Like I said, it's roughly a 1 in 3 chance, 1 in 4 chance of getting an exotic. Enhancement prisms drop from this very often, as well as mods. So, no doubt about it, while you may not get those every run, in terms of overall speed and efficiency, guys, this is going to be one of the best ways of getting those things, especially if you're a new player and you want to try to get some of those early resources. By all means, guys, jump in here, get this thing done. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like I said, if it was helpful, hit that like button. Subscribe, guys. Come back here for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Best of luck in Shadowkeep, and best of luck in the new raid if you guys try it tomorrow. See you guys.